You have something that you do with bags where you create events in cities around the world. Can you share a little bit about your process and your art bag program?
Yes, I use the bag just for everything. So I use it for, well, like a canvas or for painting on it, but also for means of communication. And when I do museum shows, normally I ask them if it's fit for them to make this kind of bag art project, which means a lot of people, maybe the whole city would be getting a bag for the household to treat, to paint on, and then bring it back to the museum, where I create huge installations out of these bags just to honor the various artworks of the people. So you can kind of have a momental aspect of the art meaning in that place. And that's very interesting because people are getting inspired in direction of art. And for me, it's interesting how they treat my favorite material. And just it's not something high cultural. It's something very, very low. It's existing in all over the world. It's already existing global culture like soap or newspapers or now internet. And the bag, it's some of this. And I like to create or helping to create a worldwide unifying culture.
Wonderful.
So that leads well into our question. The mission. So, okay.
And that's okay. Thank you. It's fascinating, and I think it really goes to, again, that idea of an artist working small in some ways in their studio and then translating that to something very large, and how that can impact all of us.
We have a lot of issues in the world today that we're facing as a global culture, including displacement of people, which we talked a little bit about when we were speaking of Patrizia Casagrande and, the different castes of society. And then we have environmental issues. Water is disappearing in the world. We've got environmental climate issues, global warming, things like that. We have too many people in the world, right? All of these things. You said, Kef, that your mission in life was to bring harmony to the world, right?
Yes.
Yes. And THITZ, you had said that you were very interested in also, sometimes we see in your work the portrayal of many people in an urban environment. And we saw one earlier, I don't know if we can go back to the painting. It sort of represented, is this a utopian city here that we're seeing?
Yes, that's one of the paintings of this series of utopian civilizations, or I name it because the idea was that with all this, what you mentioned, all these issues and displacement and this really negative and grave things, we have to think about or rethink it, which is going on in the moment, and to change the point of view, because the problem that we may change the cities in something which could solve all these problems at once could be not possible. Maybe we have to change to our point of view of the nature. And I thought, well, if we all pack our things and our civilization and build it up again in a beautiful place in the nature, on the mountainside or underwater, to begin anew, but not to get rid of the reason why we would come there. So that is a little thought in another direction. And then it comes out that, okay, my creation is to show how it could work. That means it's all problems would be solved, and all the air is clear, the water is clear. London is underwater, but the Londoners say, okay, so what? We live like we want. And this is London, yes. It's an idea
this is underwater.
Yeah.
Ah,
and
like,
that is why it's one of these problems which can arise, that the sea level is rising, and living underwater would be possible. So we can be more people on the world, but we still have a lot of place when we treat the nature in a way that we don't destroy it, but
right.
we moved there,
Yes.
and we keep the reason why we want to come there.
So we don't have to go to Mars. We can stay on Earth
That's what I
and
think.
build an Atlantis
It's
under
a-
the sea,
It's a
right?
beautiful planet, and there's
Yes.
still a lot of space on it.
Very well. Yes, we love our planet Earth, don't we? Yes, and a harmonious one. We need a harmonious
Yes.
planet Earth full of utopian Atlantises, so that we can all live happily ever after.
Yes, it's also a kind of the idea of harmony we have in common. Yes, I cannot stand a painting which is not in harmony. It's not possible. It's not finished.
Yes, and what occurs to me as both of you are speaking is, you know, we're talking about all of these global issues and all of these challenges that we're facing, and artists can to have a voice so that people are thinking more about it and thinking of solutions, but also art is inspiring and beautiful and brings harmony, and that it also has the ability to elevate and inspire in a positive, and that is, you know, as well as the difficulties that are here, there's the beauty of you know, what we are able to bring to this planet, as well as how we're challenging it.
So I have one thing that we've been asking all of our guests as we close our shows. In the United States, at the beginning of the year, through social media, many people were asking each other, if you had a word to define 2022 for yourself, what would that word be? Would you mind sharing that? Michael, we'll start with you.
Toleranz.
Tolerance.
Toleranz gegenüber denjenigen, die anders denken in der Kunst, und den Respekt für die Kunst, egal wie sie ausschaut und wer sie macht.
So tolerance towards those who do think differently in the artistic landscape, and also respect for the art and, of course, the artist. No, because art is very intimate, and as an artist, you're exposing yourself in a way that most people wouldn't dare. So I think it's very important to have respect for the artist and the creators.
Thank you, Michael. And
Beautiful.
THITZ.
Well, I think, it's clear that I think that it's necessary to imagine a positive future. If you think at a future, it's not apocalyptic, it's not a disaster coming to us, but it's necessary to have in view what we want to achieve, to have a vision, because we have so much things already that we are not more sure what can be better. But it can be better to have a better future in the case of climate change and all this.
But we want one word. One word.
Then it's hope.
Hope. Okay, very good. Not that your thoughts were wrong, but this is a one-word exercise. Okay. And you, Sir Kef?
Risk.
Risk.
Yeah, because I think it's important that we all take risk to overcome our limits and open maybe new doors, explore new things. If we become too comfortable, we can't do this.
Well, thank you all for your wonderful words, sharing with us about your artwork. Thank you so much for joining us here at the last of the LA Art Show Gallerist Talks, presented by City in the City Space on the LA Art Show floor. We have been thrilled to be here, and thank you so much for sharing so much with us tonight. It's been a pleasure working with all of you.